Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be painting the engine bay, hopefully. I'm pretty sure we're going to be. I would hope my abilities can handle that. So, we have to scuff up all of the black shit everywhere. You can see how there's black rust encapsulator everywhere. So yeah, we're gonna scuff up all these edges. We're gonna finish sanding it just kind of down under here. This hasn't been sanded yet. We're gonna scuff that up. And we're going to seam seal it, let the seam seal dry for an hour or so, and then we're going to primer it. So we got all that done, and then we're going to have to sand the primer down. And like I said in the past few videos, I'm not planning on making this like a mirror finish. It's the engine bay. I just want it to look decent. I'm not trying to get a crystal clear, smooth finish. But this stuff is rust encapsulator. If you watched the end of last video, I told you about that. We sprayed it right here where it was pitted just to stop the rust from spreading. I did wire wheel it and got rid of most of it, but I'm sure there's still a little bit in there, and it's kind of hard to get rid of all of it. So that's what all this black stuff is a rust encapsulator. I sprayed on all the seams to try to get it into the seams where the gaps are. There's like a big gap right there, so I like really just sprayed it down there, just try to get it in the seams before I seam seal it, just to have that extra protection. Right here is pretty rusty too, so it's sprayed right there. But all that's done, so we're gonna scuff, sand, seam seal, primer, paint, and that's going to be all in this video. And then I'm going to try to see if I can re-weld the lip back on there, but I don't know what's going to happen there. So yeah, let's get started. As you see here from this giant mess of tape, I'm being very anal about how the seam sealer looks. I need it to look perfect. So we traced out lines with the tape. I think I need to literally spread the adhesive on, so like right here, I need to spread the adhesive on and then literally peel the tape off right away, because I think once that seam sealer dries, that tape isn't going to come off, and that's going to lead to a way bigger shit show. So, we're going to get seam sealing, we're going to get hopefully all the tape off before it dries, and it'll look real nice and even. We'll see what happens. This nozzle got cracked thanks to Amazon, so we're gonna see if it even works still. We do have another one, but like I said, I only get 2 nozzles, so if this one works, that'd be great. We're gonna start over here in this corner. It is oozing out, god damn it. All right, so we got everything seam sealed, we got everything masked off, and we got everything wiped down, which means we are good to start primering it. So if you can see here, our seam seal job is very clean and nice in most spots. So it looks nice and uniform. I guess over here it looks pretty good. Over here there's a little bit of a not as nice spot. Right there, it's kind of spread all over the place, but still looks pretty good. All nice and uniform, straight lines, all that fun stuff. Especially this one. That one that goes all along that seam right there was a fucking mess. So along with those ones down there, those ones all look good too. So yeah, we're gonna primer it now. So I'm gonna get on that bullshit. All right, so we got it all primed. We ran into a little bit of a difficulty in the middle of it. But I already kind of started sanding right here. Went through the primer already. So yeah, it's nice and dusty. At first, it was way too thick, so I put some paint thinner in there, and then the paint thinner clumped it up. I wasn't using the right paint thinner, I guess. So I had to literally throw that entire cup of paint away after painting the whole front of the car, which you can see kind of down here is a lot more bumpy, and that's where that really like clumpy, thick shit was from. But after that, it was all fine. So the whole engine bay is nice and black now. We just need to sand it all down, and then hopefully tomorrow probably we will be laying down some color. So the main color is technically a mid coat, so we do have to spray a base coat over this primer, we're gonna do a black base coat, and then we're gonna do the mid coat and then the clear coat. So it's gonna be a lot. So that main thing is this stuff right here, where there's already metal showing through. If I don't paint over that, you're gonna be able to see it. So that's why you need to do a black base coat before you do the green mid coat. Yeah, we're gonna get down to sanding. Alright, so now we have the engine bay all painted, and it's okay. It's not as good as I'd want it to be, but it is also one of my first times painting. I'm still learning, so it's okay. But it's pretty dry now. It's been over 24 hours, but there is some more things I want to do before we get the subframe in, which I really want to do. And that is patch this rust and this rust right there. So I think, sorry, I thought there was rust right there, but it was a black dot. We're gonna do that right now, I think. Get that over with. And it's like the last thing I'm gonna have to weld in this whole car, so that'll be good. All right, so I'm gonna try to cut off as little as possible. Also, we have to be careful, especially right here. because I'm assuming there's more metal under here, so I don't want to cut too far. I'm not sure about up here, but I know for sure right here there's more metal, so you have to be careful with that. Boom, that's perfect. Shit. I guess I cut a little bit too far right there. And there's no more rust under here, so that's good. All right, I had to do kind of a slanted cut right here to avoid cutting into up here. Otherwise, I would have put a line through right here, and I really didn't want to do that. So we did go a little too far on the sides right here. Other than that, it's good. And there's no rust right there. Flawless. So now I should literally just be able to trace this out. Right there. I should just be able to trace this out, and it should be a insanely close match, and I can just tack it around, and that'll be good. All right, so with right here, I'm probably gonna just barely shave down right here, and then we'll come over about here. This will be a really small one, but also it doesn't look good behind that, so I'm gonna have to cut more, but we'll see. It's also getting pretty rusty right here. I'm gonna have to spray some rust encapsulator on that so it stops spreading, but we'll figure that out. All right, so here's what we got so far. It's turned into a complete shit show, obviously, if you haven't been able to tell. The rust was a lot. There was a lot of rust. So we have to patch this whole piece now. I already kind of have this piece. It's gonna be like a 2, maybe 3 piece, just because I don't have any metal bending tools. So we're also not gonna be able to get this curve right here, but anything's better than the rust that there was there. So we're gonna wire wheel all of this surface rust off right here, and then we're gonna paint it with the rust encapsulator stuff. We're gonna have to weld up this crack, we're gonna have to weld up this crack, and then we're gonna have to weld the metal on there. So there's all that fun stuff to do. All right, we're gonna spread this rust encapsulator on there right now. We have one piece all ready to be welded on. Just need to get one other piece ready though. I'm literally just looping this shit on because it doesn't really matter what it looks like. Alright, so this is going to fit pretty well. I'm going to kind of push down on it like this. I guess I didn't learn from catching two of my snap-on impacts on fire to move shit out of the way. Luckily it was just a paper towel and not like that snap-on light or my cereal box or my hammer, I don't know, something. It was just a napkin though. Alright, we got all the rust patch and you really almost can't even tell. The paint obviously looks bad because I just painted it on with a brush. It's gonna get sanded down and look better. But like, really? You really can't tell, you know? And I mean, there's not a hump right here like there is down here. You can see the hump, but it looks a lot better. Up here is pretty damn good too. You can't even tell up here. So that is all done and good. Now we are going to work on the engine bay. I have the bash bar right here. I had to chase the threads for the bash bar, that bolt and that bolt hole. And now we're gonna put this bash bar on. And then after that, I am going to put the cross member in and then kind of go from there. I have the zinc plated cross member bolts right there. And we'll start getting all the suspension in. Take that out. Get all the suspension in and we're gonna start making this engine bay look pretty decent. We don't have too long until my camera overheats. So I have new zinc plated hardware for this stuff. This is actually brand new zinc plated hardware. It's not factory stuff that's been zinc plated, as you can see here. So it should be the right stuff. I bought these for the seats, so we're gonna have to buy more for the seats when I get there, but this is what's gonna be done right now. So the nuts fit, and the bolts fit, sweet. All right, so this thing is so tight, it is kind of scraping the undercoating off, which is unfortunate, but I kind of knew it was gonna happen. It is so tight. All right, fucking Jesus Christ. I knew this was gonna be a pain in the ass. All right. Also, the car's kind of moving a lot and I don't like that. Alright. Oh, I don't like how much the car's moving. All right, that side's lined up. Jesus Christ. So now, all right, wonder if this socket's the right size. It is not. Hey, look at the right socket. Ugh. Okay, so the nut goes in this little tube right here. Can't really see very well. Okay, I think I got it in. All right. Then the nut, and I'm gonna put a washer on the nut too, just so I don't fuck up the powder coating at all. I'm not putting a washer on the bolt because it's a flared head. All right. That hole lines up good. It's hitting this bumper bracket, so kind of worried about that. I leave the socket over there. Son of a bitch. Can you just go back? Right there. Maybe. Right there. Maybe? Yeah. It's a pain in the ass. Okay, I think I got that one. It's so hot outside. My phone's in the sun, it's gonna overheat. Try to get this done before that happens. All right. We're going crazy with the zinc plated hardware. You'll find that out once we start putting shit together. I don't think I have the right size then. Damn it. I don't have the right size for the nut, only the bolt. The bolt was a 14. The nut is not a 16, son of a bitch. Is it an 18? I think it might be a 17. Let's see if the 18 works though. Yeah, I think it is a 17. All right, the bash bar is installed. Nice zinc coated hardware. And there's plenty of room for an intercooler. So, oh man, it feels so good to have shit on this car. Obviously it looks empty without anything else on it, but that's fine. But, oh, it's not hitting it, it's close though. It's very close. All right, nice zinc plated hardware again. Kind of scratched off a little paint right there. It's such a tight fit, but I'm just happy it fits because some of these aren't very good. Anywho, it looks good. I'm gonna fix that jack. All right, so here's our nice new zinc plated hardware. These crossmember bolts are actually brand new that were also zinc plated at the same time. So they look all nice and pretty. Just slide down in these two holes right here. I need two hands. There we go. A lot easier with two hands. There we go. Slides on right down there. Like so. I think the zinc's gonna look really good with the green, so here's to hoping. Here's the nuts. And then our nice powder coated front cross member. It's a little dirty because it's just been sitting under the patio for a while, but we're gonna toss this bitch in there. Come on, come on, bitch. There we go, okay. Hold that in with my knee. Throw these fucking bolts on there. We'll scratch right there. Little bitch. All right, these bolts are 17. Ugh. Had to take one to find out. All right, so this is where we're gonna leave it off on this video, is painted engine bay, fixed rust, cross member, bash bar. It's looking good. You see how good that paint looks in the sun? Other than that little drip right there. It looks so good though. Yeah, it's gonna look very minty. I appreciate anybody that watches this video, and make sure to stay tuned for the next one. The next one, I am going to try to make this a roller. I want this thing to be on the ground next video. After we get it on the ground, it's onto the interior. Engine bay, or not engine bay, sorry. Painting the interior, sanding the interior, doing all that fun shit, and hopefully painting it within the next week. That would be the goal, but we'll see what happens. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please stay tuned for the next video, and I will see you guys in that video. Peace out.